Flight Boss, bitch, you know, for sure. You're now listening to the Mind Never Terry's Moon. I'm the Archangel Uriel, and I'm here to carry out God duties and motherfucking responsibilities. And you know, this little concept of life and this little misconception that a lot of scientists and a lot of other people may have when it comes to life on other planets. Now, we have a situation where we're only being naive to think that we're just the only ones in the universe. Then we have a perception when we get telescopes and all that stuff, we have a perception that only our planets is the only way we can kind of determine of how a planet's supposed to look or whatever like that. But let me tell you something. You're gonna have a lot of scientists who don't know the first place to look when it comes to life. Now I'm gonna tell you right now, this solar system right here, now you have to actually look at the construct of a solar system, right? So you can't make Venus to be Earth, you can't make Mars to be Earth. And I say that to say this: when we look at these like as far as astrology and metaphysics, when we get at astronomy also, when we give other planets these planetary energies, we can't be naive to the fact that Earth has its own planetary energy just because you live on Earth. Earth is the same, has the same energy just like these planets. It's just its own representation, which is time, growth, physicality, you know what I'm saying, touch, feel, and practicality. Now, Earth holds these qualities, right? Now, we know that the Earth energy is needed for us to see things in this reality as physical. Now that's just in this solar system. Now if you was in another galaxy into another solar system and your whole planetary system revolves around its sun, it may do something else. But when we talking about in this one right here, which is the Milky Way, we ain't talking about Andromeda, we're not talking about the next door neighbor to Andromeda, we're not talking about Ceres, we're not talking about none of that. We talk about Milky Way right now. Now as far as the Milky Way, the way our solar system works, now our central sun is the heat core, right? Our central moon is the filter, right? It's the filter that's going to filter out through the yin realm and give the sun information in order to carry out these obligations and give the sun a sense of emotional support so it could be directed towards the energy and the attention that is given to. So that's what the sun and moon is going to do. Now you have Mercury, which is communication and thinking. You have Venus, which is love and appreciation and how you relate to others. You have Mars, which is intentions and willpower. You have Earth, which is time, growth, nurturing, caring, physicality. You have Jupiter, which is wisdom, knowledge. You have Saturn, which is how one gains structure in one's life and also boundaries and restrictions and limits. Saturn is here not just telling people and conscious humans, but also the planets. It sets the image lining around the planets on how far they can stretch out, because Saturn is so strong with its magnetic force. Because Saturn and the moon controls time here in this solar system. Then you have Neptune, which is dreams and illusions, creativity and imagination. And then you have Pluto, which is deep transformation, deep willpower. Now I say that to say this: it took all these planetary alignments in order for us to be here on the Earth platform. See, it took the Venus, it took the sun in order to have that spirit, the energy, the vitality, the attention, the light to be seen in this galaxy, in this solar system. This the solar, that's the solar, not the lunar like the moon, the solar light. That's the sun. It's the central heat. Now, it need the emotional support. It needs understanding. It needs to be able to feel and see the behind the scene realm. That's yin. That's the moon. That's the lunar light, right? Now it took a communication sense, which is Mercury. It took all these planets' energies working together in order, and then Earth was the energy of the physicality. So that's why you're made physical on Earth. But without Venus, you wouldn't have love and appreciation on Earth. Without the sun, you wouldn't have energy, vitality. You wouldn't have the action. You wouldn't be able to act without the sun on Earth. Without the moon, you wouldn't be able to feel. You wouldn't be able to think. You would not think, but you wouldn't be able to actually get into your feelings and emotions and actually be aware of your surroundings, of the illusion of the matrix you in, without the moon on Earth. Without Mercury, you wouldn't be able to communicate and think on Earth. Without Earth, you wouldn't be able to be on Earth. Without Without Jupiter, you wouldn't be able to experience time and gain wisdom and knowledge from it, right? Without Saturn, you wouldn't have time and practicality and structure and restrictions and boundaries and limits on what the physical can do or not. You know what I'm saying? Without Neptune, you wouldn't have dreams. You wouldn't have spirituality. You wouldn't have illusions. You wouldn't have imagination. You wouldn't have creativity. Without Pluto, you wouldn't have transformation, which is from one state to the other. See, Pluto is so far out there. This is something that that the God in this existence kind of did with the 3 stages. You know what I'm saying? Pluto understands this. You know what I'm saying? So you need all those energies in order to be the energy that you has become as human to be manifested. So when you want to, so as a scientist, if you want to look for other life, you off the bat know you have to look for another solar system, and you have to look for another planetary alignment that all works together. See, we are naive to the fact that being human on Earth, and being naive to the fact that Earth doesn't have equality just because you live on it. So you think you're the only thing in this world. You think the whole universe revolves around you. See, that's the petty human. That's the small peanut brain. But see, you don't understand it's life everywhere. You just have to understand the concept of how there could be life everywhere. Then you can get to if there's actually life everywhere. But we have to take it step by step, and it's a step by step. You need to find another solar system. You can't be looking for life. You can't go somewhere looking for life on Mars. Mars ain't the energy of life. An astrologer can tell you that. Mars is the energy of intentions, willpower, passions. So we know that when a person has too much willpower, too much passion, too much intentions in this earth reality, they could put themselves in a situation where they could be destructive to the physicality, to the earth of them, which is their body, and they could kill them off. So we know that a physical form won't be able to survive that much on Mars. We know if it was a physical form on Venus, say Venus, a person who represents Venus here on Earth, they too much pleasures, too much appreciation. It could lead into indulging, to doing too much of a habit or something, to the point that you fuck up the physical again. You get too high, you OD or something like that. You fuck up the physical. So we know a physical body wouldn't even be able to survive on a Venus planet. So the actual Venus planet, if you just was there, it's probably sulfur, it's probably all kind of shit in that environment that the physical won't be able to survive. As a human, the physical can survive on Earth because those are the Earth traits that it carry. Now, all the other planetary, you have those energies too. You're just able to put those into action because of the sun, and you're able to see it in reality and physicality because of Earth. But you're able to love and appreciate because of Venus. You get what I'm saying? So when you go to another solar system, you have to look for a whole alignment in order to make up a gumbo. You know what I'm saying? It's not just a singular type of thing. People have to understand. So once you understand that, you'll be on a better path into finding life on other planets. Flight boss, bitch. It's the Archangel Uriel. Goddamn, and I see things from outside looking in existence. Goddamn.